for your case. I go to war for your case. I go to court for your case. I can't be breathed for your case. Enter water. Storytime is about when I lost my baby, and I'm babysitting my cousin. So how convenient is that? So hopefully she'll be a good girl and stay in the video and be nice and happy and quiet. Innit, Desire? Get straight into this video. Also, I'm currently wearing the wig that I've got on right now is from Ali Pearl. They sent me 222s and 224s with a closure. I made it into a wig, and the hair itself is really nice. It's lovely. I love the colour. It's literally, I feel like this hair is for like the winter season. Like, you know, when you just go out in a pair of jeans, hug boots and a nice little casual top jacket. I feel like this hair suits the winter time. The hair is really good quality. You guys know I love Ali Pearl hair, not only because, you know, they're sponsoring me, because their hair is really affordable and their hair is really good. Like, honestly to the gods, their hair is really, really good. So I do recommend, if you guys want really good hair, you know, you pay for what you get. So do reach out to them and get this beautiful burgundy hair. It already comes burgundy, as you can see. That is the colour. Absolutely beautiful, isn't it, Desire? Innit Dee. So yeah, so I will leave all the details in the description button below, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell the story. I'm gonna put Desire down. I'm babysitting, so I'm trying to do two things at once, but hopefully she'll be a good baby for me. Not look that flat because my hair is not cane road and my hair is not in ponytails, because I came up the shower and I just dragged my wig on, and I was like, you know what, let me just quickly get the story time out the way, because I have been promising you guys that I will put a story time, and I've been delling because I've been so busy, and you know, I've just been discombobulated and whatever. But this story time is basically about the time when I lost my child. Not my first pregnancy. My first pregnancy, I had an abortion. My second pregnancy, I lost my baby at 5 months, 5.5 months. And it was a bittersweet thing, because I was seeing some guy, and things wasn't really good at home with my family. I didn't have a really good relationship with certain people in my family. I wasn't as close as I was with them like I am now. And at the time, I wasn't getting along with my mum. Things was a bit tough at home, and etc. I was seeing some guy called The Gully, and he was in like a kind of a situationship, but I was seeing him and stuff like that, and things was like going really, really well, and you know, things was like in a good place at the time. At the time, I was working for a cosmetic line called NYX Professional Cosmetics. I was based in Boots store on one of the counters. And I wasn't well, like I was well, but I was, at the time of working with them, I was very, very sick, and I kept feeling sick. Like my back kept hurting me. I wasn't feeling too good, and it was just one of them ones where like I kept leaning over the counter whenever somebody will come and purchase something. I wasn't giving them great customer service because I just was so sick and poorly. And then I was working with some lovely girl. Her name was Grace, lovely girl, and I just wasn't feeling well. I was feeling really sick. I was feeling really poorly. I kept leaning over the counters and stuff. I was doing things half-hearted. I wasn't doing things how I was supposed to be doing. I wasn't talking to the customers how I was supposed to be talking to them. Grace was the manager there, and Grace was like to me, Renee, you don't look too good. Renee, you look so sick. Are you sure you might not be pregnant? I was like, no, babe, no. I was like 1,100% sure that I was not pregnant. You never know until you try and take a test. So I was like, Grace, no, I'm not. I can't be. I'm taking the pill. I'm taking the contraception pill. And she's like, but Renee, sometimes, you know, people make mistakes. It's okay. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I was like, cool, like, let's go and do this. So obviously we went downstairs. I purchased the Clear Blue test. Yeah. Then it's like when I picked up that fucking Clear Blue, my heart was like beating so fast, because it's like in my head I was thinking, what if I am? What am I gonna do? What the hell are you gonna do, Ren? What are you gonna do? I don't know, babe. So it's like, cool. I picked it up, we went to the toilet, she was like, take the test, Ren. I was like, no, I'm gonna do it when I get home. She's like, no, take the test, babe, take the test. So I took the test, guys, and when I told you I took the test, right, she was sitting, like, she was standing outside the door, I was inside there, I was panicking, I was so nervous, I was so scared. Then I peed on the test, I've taken the test now. As I've taken the test and everything, guys, I've seen 2 lines. So I'm like to her, "Oi, what does the 2 lines mean, babe?" And she's like, "Ren, you're pregnant." I was like, "You're joking. Don't lie to me." She's like, I'm being dead serious. Look at the box." So I've looked at the box and the box is telling me I'm pregnant. So I'm thinking, who's chatting shit here? So it's like, my heart was beating so much, and I sat down and I started deep in my life, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm not in no position to have a child yet. I'm not ready to be a mother. Do you understand? But if it gets to that, that's what I have to do. I have to pull my big girl pants up, and I have to put my shit together and be a mother to my kid. And that's what I intended to do. And it's like, guys, like, cool, I found out I was pregnant. In my head, I kept saying to myself, what am I going to do when I get back to this guy's house? Like, what am I going to say to him? What am I going to do? And Grace was in the toilet saying, okay, Renee, what's your plans? What are you going to do? You know, there's tablets downstairs that you can take to make the baby grow. I was thinking, you're stepping in my head. I was thinking, Grace, babe, I've only just found out I am. Let this digest. Let it just hit me first, because it's not really hitting me. Even though I am crying, and I'm just like, oh my god, what am I gonna do myself? Like, what am I gonna do? Like, I was stressing too much. And then she was just telling me, Renee, there's tablets downstairs that can help the baby's head grow, help the baby get a lot of like nutrients and all these things. I was like, I'm not there yet. Let me just sleep on this. Let me just like deal with this one step at a time. And then it was like, okay, cool, that has happened now. I've just finished work, I'm heading home. I phoned my phone and Gully was like, are you right, babe? Gully was being so sweet, so lovely, and I was just not in the mood. So I was just giving him attitude, just being down, just not really want to talk to him. I said to him I'll call him later, I'm not really up for a chat, things like that. And as I've told him this, it's like to me, what's wrong? Okay, I'll speak to you when you get home. So I'm on the way to his house now, and he's seen me and he's like, what's the matter? Why you not in the mood? I was like, nothing. It was already late. It was around 11 something. My back, my feet was hurting me. I was absolutely tired. I just wanted to go to sleep. At this point, he was like, okay, let's go to bed. Let me order you something to eat and stuff. Like, let's eat. And I was like, no, I'm not really up for it. I kept craving ice. At the time, I just wanted things that are really cold. And he's like, why is it that you always want to eat ice? Like, why is it that you always eat ice poles and stuff? I was like, I don't know, that is just what I feel for. So I was like, I'm gonna sleep downstairs, you sleep upstairs. And he's like, no, like, what's all that about? And I'm like, Golly, I'm just not in the mood today, I'm just very stressed and stuff. He's like, what's wrong? And then after, he looked at me up and down, and then I was just like, I've got something to tell you. And he was like, you're pregnant. I was like, yeah, I am. And then it's like this beautiful, lovely man turned into a devil. Like, it flashed before my eyes. It's like this lovely man turned into a devil, just like that. I didn't understand what happened. Like, I told you I'm pregnant. You went mad on me. Then he's like, so what you gonna do? What you gonna do? I hope you know what you're gonna do. You better like fix up. You better not even try trap, man. So I'm like, so he sat down in the sofa with me and he was like, you know you're gonna have an abortion, right? Because I'm not even trying to be a dad right now. Like, I'm not ready for this. It's not my time. Like, I'm just not ready for this. And I was like to him, I don't want to get rid of my child. And he was like, well, I'm not trying to be in your life. I don't want nothing to do with you or the kid. He's like, well, you best believe that you're going to bring that child up in the world by yourself. Like, don't let me hate you. He was saying so much abusive stuff verbally. And you know, it was just really affecting me. And at the time, right, I had nobody's help. And I had no, like, my family was not there for me at the time that I needed them. Because like I said, I'm that type of person that when certain things are going in my life, I don't like to open up and tell family members. I like to keep things into my own space. I just like to hold everything in and deal with it on my own. And I think the biggest mistake I made was holding everything in, and it was eating me alive and defeating me. And as it was doing that, it just kept getting worse, and the problems get piling up, and things just was like coming out of control. he sat me down and he was like, well, you need to call the abortion clinic. He made me call the abortion clinic, and he was asking he told me to ask the lady when's the next available appointment. She was like, we've got a slot for tomorrow, a girl has cancelled. And he's like, you know we're going there, right? And I was thinking, what? When I was talking to the lady, I lied to him, and I was like to him, she said there's no appointments. There's no appointments within 2 months. And he was going crazy. He said, what the fuck do you mean 2 months? The baby's going to be 5 months by then. This is ridiculous. This is this, blah, 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 blah. I can't remember how many months I was. I can't remember that bit. So I'm sorry about that. I just can't remember how many months I was. Don't even try it, Renee. You know what you're doing. You know you're trying to trap me. And I was like, what are you talking about? At the time, it's just like I couldn't fight him back because I was stressed out. I was going through a lot. My mental mind was absolutely done out here. We've gone to the abortion clinic and they've mentioned my name, and they was like, can Miss Renee, blah, 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 please come to the front. So I've stood up. But then before, I had to go to the toilet. So I went to the toilet and a nurse came into the toilet. And when I saw her, I was in so much tears. I was washing my face with water. I was crying so much. And she's like, is everything okay? I was like, no, nothing's okay. I don't want to get rid of my child, but he's forcing me to get rid of my child. And then after, she was like, is there anything you want us to do? Like to her, when they call my name, can you please just say to them that my appointment's been cancelled? Please help me, please. I really just don't want to do this right now. And I promise you, I will sort this out. And she's like, okay, we'll do our best, but I can't promise you, but we will. Just go back outside. Don't come out with me. So I came out before her, and then I sat down, and then another nurse took me into the room, and then she came instead of the nurse that was supposed to take care of me. And then she was like, unfortunately, Renee, we won't be able to see you today because we've been double booked. You wasn't supposed to be booked until 2 months later. So he was like, what the fuck? Like, he was going crazy in the room. And then she was like, do you still want me to book you in? And then he was like, no, we'll try someone else. We'll try something else. Guys, I was so stressed out, and at this point it's like I had nowhere to go. I didn't have any family that I was talking to at the time. I wasn't talking to my mom at the time. We had a very bad relationship. I left her house and I moved into this guy's house, and he had so much control and so much power over everything that I'd done. And I just feel like at this situation, I just couldn't take it anymore, and I had to find a way out of it. I feel like I was trapped into something that was not good for me at all, period. We've got back to his house and stuff. And then obviously, like, we was talking and stuff, and you know, one thing led to another. We kept having arguments, we kept having fights. I went back to work the following 2 days later, and then Grace got me these tablets that are like in a green little pack, but I think like it helps the baby to grow and whatever. So she's like, keep taking them. And I told her my situation at home, and she was like, well, just hide them in your bag and keep taking them when he's not around. So I went back home and I kept taking the tablets, but I hid them. But I think I left the packet out, but in his mind, I kept making him believe that I'm gonna have an abortion. I kept telling him that I'm gonna have an abortion, but I knew that I didn't want to have an abortion. I knew I wanted to keep my baby. And at the time, obviously, I kept telling him I'm gonna have an abortion, so he, you know, things was okay but not okay, if that makes sense. So it kind of eased him off my back a bit, and I said to myself, I'm gonna make him believe that this is what I'm gonna do, but I need to sort my life out, and I need to get my shit back together. I need to get back on my 2 feet. And then after that whole situation, he's found the packet, yeah, of pregnancy tablets in my bag, and he's like, what is this? Why the fuck is this in your bag? Why are you taking these tablets to help the baby grow after you told me that you're gonna have an abortion, after you told me you're gonna do this? And I was just like, I just didn't know what to say because he caught me, and I was just like, oh no, for now I've just been taking him because I'm in a lot of pain, and they said that it will stop the pain until I have an abortion. So he was like, okay, then I'm watching you, sort of thing. Like, he was proper had his eyes on me, he was proper watching me, guys. Like, he just wasn't playing games. And then I was off for a few days because Grace, she does the rota, so she understood what I was going through. So she made me she made the rota, and she made sure that I was off for a few days or whatever. And then once I was off for a few days, it's like I didn't know what to do with myself. I felt so discombobulated. I was always crying. You know, whenever he goes out and comes back in, I'll put this you know, brave smile on my face, and he's just like, he didn't sleep next to me in the bed. He slept downstairs, I slept upstairs. Like, we was apart from each other and stuff. We just was not on the good terms. So I already knew that this relationship was done, because there's no on earth you're gonna tell me to get rid of something so precious to a person and think I'm gonna want to be with you, if that makes sense. So was fine at one point, and it was payday the next day. And it was payday the next day, and I got paid from Nix, right? As I've now got paid from Nix, guys, I'll put your money in my account and I'll go to the bank and I'll withdraw it. And I was like, okay, no problem, that's fine. We was fine here. So of course I've made that mistake was the biggest mistake. And at the time I genuinely thought he was going to give me my money, but he didn't give me my money. And as soon as my pay went into his account, yeah, I didn't know about it until my manager texted me and told me that the money has now dropped into his account. Just double check and stuff. We got into a massive argument. You know, we was arguing with each other, and he was saying very abusive stuff to me, you know, that really damaged me as a woman, and really broke my self-esteem, my confidence. At the time I just had nothing, you know, I was going through so much. And then, you know, the next day I went to work and he told me that he was going to go to the bank and take all my money out. I came back from home, and then after, his attitude was really disgusting towards me. He was saying dirty things to me, calling me out my name, calling me that he wants me, like I deserve to die, and all these things, because I've made my mind up and I said I'm going to keep my child. I came home and he's like, so what are you going to do? When's the next appointment? And I said, I'm keeping my child. I'm not getting rid of my baby. And then he's like, you know what? Your pay came into my account, and he showed me on the phone, on online banking, that this is my money. 1,500 came into his account. And then once my money's landed into his account, he's then said to me that he's not gonna give me my money unless I have an abortion. So he was like, it's either you want the 1,500 or you want you're gonna keep your child. Which one is it gonna be? Because you can't have both. I started crying at my eyes out. I was so broken and damaged. And I was like, you know what? You're nothing. You're not even a man. You make me sick. I was like, you make me so sick to even look at you. I can't even believe I fell in love with a man like you. And I was like, you know what? You can keep that money, because God is going to deal with you. Calm as a bitch. God is going to deal with you. So keep that money. If that 1,500 makes you feel good and makes you sleep at night, you keep that money. Yeah. And I walked out and I packed every single one of my stuff. And as I packed every single one of my stuff, I traveled 2 hours and 45 minutes back to my mother's house. Even though things wasn't on good terms, I picked my shit up and I went. And as I've traveled 2 hours and 45 minutes, I had 2 big ass suitcases and I had 3 black bags with me. And my feet was swollen, my back was hurting, I was in so much pain, you know, I was very tired, I was so broke. I was the brokest person. I felt so homeless and I felt so broke, and it broke me into pieces because, you know, I trusted him and I thought that this man was going to change. I thought that this man was going to help me, or at least give my money back, by me telling him all these lies about that I'm going to have an abortion, knowing I'm not going to do that. And then, you know, when I was walking and I was carrying these 2 big suitcases and I was carrying all these bags, every step I took, I cried. Every step I took, I cried. I was so tired. I was so numb. I was just broken. I was like a broken record trying to find her way back together again. And I kept walking, I kept taking breaks, I kept sitting at the bus stops because I was exhausted, I was so knackered. And when I got into that bus stop, when I got to the train station, a lady helped me bring all my stuff up to the platform. I sat there and all I could do was put my head on my knee because I was so exhausted. I got into the train. A lady gave me a bottle of water because she could see how tired I was, and obviously my belly was a bit shut. My belly wasn't at this point, my belly was starting to show, you know. And I got into the train, I sat down and I put all the stuff there, and it's like I looked over opposite me and there was a lady holding a little baby girl, and just seeing her holding her child gave me hope to carry on moving. She gave me hope to carry on moving, you know. She gave me hope to carry on, fight this demon that's trying to break me to pieces. I just kept staring at the baby thinking, I can't give my child away. I can't have an abortion. I can't do this to myself. When I done my first abortion, I was young and I was very stupid and I just wasn't fit to be a mother. But now it's like I'm grown now. I have to take responsibility. So I got off the train, lifting all these bags. I'm so tired. I'm dying of thirst. I need water. So I've got off the train. I've sat on the platform that I got off, and I sat down. I was so tired. When I told you guys I'm tired, there was a point when I fell asleep for a good 10 minutes. I didn't know that I was sleeping, but I was sleeping. And a lady saw me and she said, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just really tired. You know, I'm just really tired." You know, and she helped me all the way outside the platform with all my bags. And every single time I walked, I held my stomach because I said to myself, please God, don't take my child away from me. Please, please don't take it away from me. I'm trying my best, you know. I travelled all the way back to my mum's house. I was travelling for a good 4.5 hours by myself with all these luggage, all these bags, pregnant, feet swollen, backs hurting, in so much pain. I got to my mum's house. I told my mum everything that happened. And I felt at this point in time, you know, this situation brought me and my mum closer. When she found out she was having a grandchild, she was so happy. She was beyond the moon. She told me she was going to be there for me. You know, at the point we didn't talk about our relationship. I felt like the baby brought me and my mum close. You know, and I wasn't happy in this situation, and you know, I was really going through a lot, and I didn't want my mum to know every single thing that I was going through and the things that I was fighting with, you know. And till this day, I think my family don't ask me what's happened to my child because I choose not to speak about it, because it's a very painful thing to talk about. You know, it really hits me very hard. I suffer from depression, Ptsd, I think that's what it's called. I was traumatized with a lot of things. A lot of things was happening in my pregnancy, and you know, I just wasn't in a fit place. I wasn't happy, and I isolated everybody out of my life because I just felt like I was going through a lot and I didn't want people to know my business, and I just had to deal with it the way I knew how to deal with it best. Everything was okay at home. My mum was being very supportive. She was going out to work. She would always call me and ask me what do I want to eat for dinner. If I'm hungry, whenever I call my mum to get me something, she would always get it for me. My little sisters at home was being really lovely, really supportive as well. So it's like, it made me feel better. But did the problem go away? It didn't. It just only went worse from there. It went worse from there. My mum asked me where my money is from work. I told her. She was very angry at what I did, but then she said, "You know what, Renee, you've got to do something." So I went to Primark the next day. I got uniform from Primark and I did agency jobs, and I bought everything was baggy. I bought all these big tops. I started doing shifts. I started working doing shifts to earn a bit of money because I said to myself, I don't want to be that girl that lives off benefit. I don't want to be a girl that depends on the government to provide for my child. I want to be so independent. And because I'm used to being independent, it's like when you're so used to being independent that you have to depend on somebody else to make sure that you eat, it's like a big difference, and it does a lot to you. It does affect you. I managed to save up a bit for myself. One of my aunties got me a lot of nappies and stuff like that. So it's like things were starting to happen. I started to see a bit of progress. I started to see things lighting up at the end of the tunnel. But then the devil came back, and the devil had to make sure that, you know, it hit me very hard. Once that happened, obviously, I went to see my GP. My GP done a bit of blood tests. My GP referred me back to the hospital that I was located to. I kept going into the hospital to get my my books, my pregnancy books and things like that. And then I saw a midwife, and the midwife was allocated to me, saying that, you know, she's going to be the one that's doing home visits on all of these things.
Very beautiful. Next time I see you, I don't want to just see you with a pretty eye. I want to see you with a pretty smile. All right, Renee?
Okay. Things just got worse. I kept getting calls from Gully. Gully kept calling me. Gully kept threatening me. Gully kept messaging me like horrible stuff to me. He kept like saying that he's going to get people to kill me. He's going to get people to run me over. He's going to get people to beat me up, abuse me. Like, I should be careful when I walk the street at night time because things are going to happen to me. This is, at the time I was 22 years old, and I was 5.5 months pregnant, heavily. And this is a man that's telling me he's going to make sure things happen to me because I wouldn't get an abortion. I wouldn't get something that he did not want. Regardless if he did not want my child, I don't need you. My mum raised 5 kids by herself. Not one man helped her. So what makes you think that I'm going to need your help to raise my child? Never, ever. Everything that he threw at me, everything that he tried to do, I made sure that he did not succeed. You know, and every single time somebody would call me an unknown, threatening me, telling me they can see me walking on the street, they can see what I'm doing, and every single time I cried, every single time I was suffering from depression, I suffered from anxiety, I suffered from every single thing that you can imagine I was dealing with on my own. You know, this was this was my 5.5 scan. I was gonna get emotional and stuff. I wasn't gonna cry because I've come a long way, you know. I've beat this, I've overcome this pain and this struggle. So, you know, I said to myself that I'm not gonna let this affect me. This is not gonna, you know, bring me down. This is not gonna get emotional, because when this happened at the time, I didn't tell anyone in my family. I didn't open up to anybody in my family, because this is something that I had to just deal with myself at the time, and I didn't feel comfortable to tell people what I was going through, because sometimes it's not easy to just open up to people in your family, because especially if you're from a black household, people, they don't tend to understand certain things and why you do certain things, so they're more judgmental. But I just wasn't comfortable telling my family or my mom or anybody like that, so I kept everything inside, you know. And it's like I got up in the morning, I went for a walk because I was in so much pain, so I went to a walk, and I sat down in the park, and a little girl came up to me and she held my hand. But I kept saying to myself, why is it that I keep seeing little girls? Why is it that I keep seeing little girls? Why is it that little girls keep coming up approaching me? Because I'm having a baby girl. When I done my 5-month scan, I found out I was having a girl, and I was so happy, because I always said to myself, I want a baby girl. I want a baby girl that's born on my birthday, and my due date was my birthday. I was so happy, and every year that it reaches October the 11th, I get so emotional, because I know that I could have had a child and her baby would have born on my birthday. So I do tend to get emotional about that. So, you know, I've left the park now. I'm walking back to my house, and I don't know what happened. I was in so much pain, but I was going down slowly. I don't know why I was going down slowly, but I was going down slowly. I was in so much pain. I was holding on to the railing. I was like, oh my God, what is going on? What is going on? Oh my God, something was just hurting me so much. And then I passed out. The next thing I noticed, I was in an ambulance van. You know, they were saying everything's going to be okay. We're going to try and save your baby. We're going to try and save your baby. Don't cry. Don't do it. They was like, everything's going to be okay. We're going to try and save your child. At this time, I didn't know what was going on, because when I looked up, I could just see lights, bright lights just shining. So like everything was just giving me a headache, because I suffer from really bad headaches. So when I saw the light shining, my head started hurting me so much. Got in there now. I blanked out. I passed out again, you know. And when I did pass out, they said I was passed out for a while and the baby's heart stopped beating. Got back into the hospital, and all I heard was they said, we had to remove your pregnancy. She said, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Renee. I'm so sorry, but we had to remove your baby. We had to save your life. We had to remove your child. And every bit of me was numb. I was in so much pain. I was hurting. You know, there was nobody there for me. I had to just take care of myself. You know, I distanced myself away from my family. This one, I just ran away from my family, because what was I didn't know how to tell them this. I didn't know how to tell them, yeah, Renee was about to have a baby, but then now look, she has a miscarriage. All the stress and the pain and the threats that this man done to me made me lose my child. You know, imagine just being pregnant and not being able to enjoy your pregnancy. You know, being so emotional, being so drained, so tired, not eating, not sleeping at night time, because you're so worried if you go to the corner shop to buy a bottle of milk, somebody's going to come on a bike and beat you up and just kick you or something, you know, because I had to deal with that on my own. And just hearing them say, I'm so sorry, but your baby, you know, we had to remove your pregnancy, we had to save your life. It was just like, wow. I sat there, I laid on the bed, I was in so much tears. I didn't say nothing because I thought she was lying. I was holding my belly, I was just like looking down, and then I just felt blood everywhere, and I just started crying. I kept crying, and I said, you're lying, like, why would you do this to me? At one point I started blaming God for everything, you know. I started blaming God for everything, and you know, I said to myself, why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? But I understand why he done it, because he had to do something, because the way things was going and the way things was heading to, it wasn't an easy road. Things was not looking great for me. I wasn't happy in this you know, like when you're pregnant and having a child, you're supposed to be the happiest, you're supposed to be so happy, you know, looking forward to giving birth. I was not happy about nothing. I was busy dealing with this man, Gully, you know, he was breaking me down, depression kicked in, everything kicked in. You know, they kept me in hospital for a week. They had to check on me to see that I was doing okay. They felt that I was going into mental health. They felt that something was wrong with me. They kept me in the hospital, and every single day I refused the food. I said, I don't want to eat the food. I'm not hungry, I'm fine. All I did was drink. I switched my phone off. I didn't want to hear anything from my family. I didn't want to hear no one, no friends. No one knew about anything. I was just about to become public about my pregnancy when I hit 5.5 months. When I passed everything and I'm 6 months in, then I wanted to tell the world, because I know how bad mind people are in this world. So I didn't get the chance to do that because everything happened so quick, you know. And when I had to stay in hospital for a week to recover and to heal and to make sure that I'm mentally and physically prepared for the outside world, I wasn't ready. So they kept me in. As they've kept me in, guys, I've decided to leave the hospital. So I've left the hospital. I was walking to, but I was walking. I didn't know where I was walking to, but I was walking. And then, you know, I climbed up on some rooftop. And as I climbed on the rooftop of some garage, but the garage was in the park, I don't know what it was, but I saw a blank. My heart was going through so much. I stood so close to the edge, and I just jumped. I didn't think of what I was doing. I didn't know at the time what I was doing. I jumped. And as I dropped, I felt that hit. I knew I was bleeding from the back of my head. I knew. And at that time I was gone. I was passed out. My heart stopped breathing. The ambulance told me that my heart stopped breathing, and they said to me, that lady saved your life. I'm gonna call this lady Sarah. This lovely white lady Sarah saved my life. And I don't know how else to thank her, but I will always thank her, and I will always make sure she's okay in this world. You know? All I know is she was doing compression, she was blowing in my mouth, she kept trying to save me. She was like doing compressions after compressions after compressions, you know. She was really fighting for me. And she said to me when I woke up in the hospital that I just couldn't stop. I couldn't stop because I felt your spirit. I felt how lovely you are. I couldn't stop. I had to keep going. You know, I had to keep fighting for you. For someone that suffers from asthma, you would think she would stop pumping me. She kept going. And that she was on the phone to the ambulance, and they was like, please don't stop until we get there. Keep trying. As they got there, they switched over. They've done it. You know, another lady was cutting my clothes off me with the scissors. They took me into the van and they took me to the hospital. As they've taken me to the hospital, and the lady Sarah was telling me everything that happened, and she was like, why did you do it? You know, and I told her what recently happened to me, and she understood that, you know, I was going through a lot, and I was really, really hurt, and I was really, really struggling with my life, and really, really painful. Family knows, I've not told anybody, so obviously when they do watch this video, they will know the truth that's happened. And whenever they bring up to me, Renee, why, you know, like what happened to your baby, I just say, you know what, miscarriage, and that's it. I just keep it moving. I don't really talk about it because it's like, it does affect me. But the only reason why I decided that today I'm going to talk about this is because there's so many people that go through things like this. And recently, a very popular Instagram influencer, she messaged me and she asked me for advice because she's pregnant. And I told her, you've now inspired me to tell my story, because I want to be able to help every single girl out there that is pregnant or doesn't know what to do, or she's going through something similar, and there's the partner is very abusive, verbally abusive, and she's just stuck in the middle and she needs help. You've heard my story, and I just pray that if there's a girl out there that's going through something similar to me, please don't try to take your life. So many people that's out there to help you. But at the time, I understand how it feels to be in a situation, to be in a position where you're not thinking straight and you just want to end everything. Maybe if I end everything, the pain will stop. But it didn't. the pains carry on, and it carried on, and it carried on, and it carried on until I couldn't take it anymore and I snapped. And you know, I just feel like God knew what time it was, and God knew that it just wasn't my time. I just want to be able to help a lot of females that are facing things and are facing demons and they're struggling and they need help. I just want everybody that is facing something, just feel free to message me and reach out to me. And that was how I lost my child at 5 months. To every single girl that's going out, that's going through something similar, that's pregnant and don't know what to do, don't give up. Just don't give up. Don't lose the faith. You know, be strong, you know, and keep praying and seek help, because there's people that will help you. There's people that will definitely help you achieve and, you know, be better and do better. So thank you guys so much for watching my channel. I tried to not make this long, but it is a long story. So thank you so much. Shout out to my notification guys. You guys are my drillers. You know, shout out to everybody that supports me. If you're new to my channel, thank you for passing by, and I hope that this video helps you guys. If you're going through a situation like this and you don't know what to do, and you've listened to this story all the way to the end, and you have any questions, please reach out to me on my social media account. Don't forget to purchase your beautiful burgundy bundles from Ali Pearl Hair. And just thank you so much for showing me love, and I'll see you next time in my next video. Bye guys.